you. Happy Friday. We've made it to the end of the week.
We have.
It's just Kurt and I today. Craig might pop in later, but he's busy doing something else. So maybe we'll get to see him. Maybe we won't. We've made it through the final week in April.
Okay, you're doing that again.
There's still another week, but it's not a full week. So
ever so punctual with the dates.
Drives Kurt crazy. But there's only one more full week left in April. If we're going to be literal.
So we got 5 clips today.
We got people in the chat, though.
We do. We've got Wiz. What's going on, Wiz?
We got Brian. We've got Larry.
Yep.
And look at that. We've got Santos. We're changing things up this week. So we had the Fast and Furious clips, but we're not doing Fast and Furious clips this week. We are going to share 5 different clips, and they're going to be like 2 minutes long each because the 30-second clips were driving us nuts. And by us, I mean me. I couldn't stand it anymore. 30 seconds isn't enough to do anything.
Yeah, probably a lot of people would agree.
It was hard. It's really hard to take a 2-hour
yeah, I
video.
was going to say that was a pause moment.
I had one of those also at work today where somebody started laughing at me. So thanks, Brian. 30 seconds. It's really difficult to pick a clip out of a 2-hour live. And you only get a 30-second clip.
I mean, we got to be honest. It's hard to pick a clip out of a 2-hour live.
It is. That can be tricky. You got to stop saying hard. You say difficult.
Okay. Fair enough.
Be careful what you say. Difficult is a better word to use.
It's a matter of pause.
Less clips, better moments. See, Larry's got it. Thanks,
yes.
Larry. Yes, less clips, better moments. We have 5 of them. I'll just tell you who they come from today. Today, our clips come from Dakota Blue Exotics, Mutation Creation, California Every Reptile, Keys Constrictors, and Spheric Reptiles. So those are our 5 clips, if we counted correctly. That's 5.
Yeah, that's 5.
I have 5 fingers on my hand. Whose shirt are you wearing today?
I can never remember the name, but it's the Royals Project.
Mm-hmm. I just had his name on in my head and it just floated away.
I know. It's terrible. Really
Casey?
Nice guy.
No. That's going to drive me nuts. I'm wearing Redline Shipping, which really drove everybody crazy at work today because they wanted to read my shirt and my hair was like this all day. So they were playing fun guessing games. Anyway. Are you reading the comments?
No. Yes.
You are. Getting distracted. So you'll have to bear with us because this is our first time not just using the 30-second clip thingy. So it's not just going to cut off automatically. We're going to have to be in charge of stopping it. And you're going to listen to more than 30 seconds of a clip. So this first clip is like a little over a minute long. It's Friday afternoon.
All right.
Okay.
Let's play the clip.
Thanks. You love
from
me.
Dakota Blue Exotics.
Okay, this one is got a new reptile. Don't do these things.
Like everybody should save this video. And when you have a new customer that's struggling, just send it to them. It applies. I feel like it applies for every reptile.
Don't even wait until they're struggling. Just send it to them right away.
Yeah. Mandatory must watch.
Because, okay, we'll play the clip. Fine, Larry. You still like us, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember how to share a screen. Larry's befuddled me. Thanks, Larry. Love you. All right, here we go. Click that. Is this what Craig does? Yes. Theater mode? Oh, gosh. Okay, you have to let us know if the sound's working. Craig usually does all of the clicking of the buttons, so I'm going to do it. And if it's not working, type that you can't hear it, please.
section, and that is going to be number 2. Don't worry if it's not eating in the first couple of days. You got your new reptile. A lot of emotions are going on. Excitement. What emotion is going on?
Excitement.
You're happy, you're excited, you're nervous. You want to make sure you are giving your animal the best home it can possibly have. And now you got this dude for 1 day, 2 days, a few days, anywhere such. And you've noticed, oh man, the crickets are still in there. It's not eating the roaches. Oh, it's not eating the crested gecko food out of the dish. I am worried, man. What is going on? Why is it not eating? I need to do something immediately. Well, the best thing you can do in this situation is, going back to number 1, leave it alone. As we mentioned in the previous section, and it is a very stressful time moving one reptile from one area to another, shipping that animal out, even moving it from how they do things at the pet store, the cycles that are going on in the pet store, your day and night time, when it gets misted, when it gets fed, all of that stuff is changing over the course of literally a single day. During this stressful time, this animal is not going to want to eat right away. It wants to get used to its home. It wants to get used to its surroundings, how everything's going on, how things are being done, and it is very common and not unexpected whatsoever for your animal to go off food for a little bit during this acclimation period.
This is why we say, send this to your new people. Send it to people who have reptiles. Remind them that it's okay. Because we have had customers get snakes from us, because this applies to snakes, not just geckos that eat crickets. And we have had people write us and say, it's been 2 weeks and it hasn't eaten. And it looks funny. It's in shed and it's going to eat, but please stop poking it.
Right.
So pause. You also don't say that. See, I'm really good at making people do that. All right. Our next clip. You know this guy. If you have any crazy customer stories, feel free to drop them in the chat, because sometimes on a Friday afternoon, you just need a really good laugh. Hey, some people's doom rolls. He is a totally different doom roll now. He is an eating machine. That man does not, that snake does not stop eating. No, here's an example. We had a person who bought a snake from us and they said they couldn't get it to eat. And we went to their house to look at how the snake was being kept. It was in a tank on the floor where a cat was running around with a mesh lid on the tank. I would not have eaten either. And it had a paper towel and a hide made out of a yogurt container or something.
The heat pad was not actually attached to the glass. It was just sitting on the floor. It was on the floor.
So there was really no heat. So fast forward, we take the snake back home because we're going to get it back on food.
We just took their tank and everything.
We took everything. And we said, we'll bring it back in a month or two once it's consistently eating. That night, it ate. And it ate every week thereafter off frozen. It was on frozen thawed. Went back and it's doing fine. We just said, please just leave it alone. And they did. End story. It's a happy story now. All right. This time, you guys know who this guy is. I'm sure. Anyway, this is Billy, and Billy had an egg cutting video this week, which is a big deal. So here we go. And this is from a split cut clutch with Nashty Morphs.
Hey everybody, back. They have officially shed out and they are ready now to go into their own tubs, separate tubs. And I'm excited. But before we get into this, huge shout out to Jaw Dropping, Morphs, and Reptiles. And what are they? Ain't slacking.
Just gene stacking.
Just gene stacking.
It's a great saying.
What a lovely logo.
That is
logo.
Double thumbs up. So here,
logo. It's all the same.
We were pretty good on the initial guesses, but now that they've come out and they've shed, look at all the nice little sheds. And it's funny because they all shed in one little area. This one here is a pastel Enchi enhancer pied, and it's possible had G-stripe. I have to test the female. Whoa, look at that. Quick, relax. You're going to get food soon. Female. And this here is a Enchi enhancer pied. Look at the coloration and the orange, and I'm just super happy with it. It's awesome. And it's a male, like I said. I already pre-sexed it. There's the two hemipenes. So there's the male. So super happy, male, female. And what's great is, if you remember the pairing, it was only supposed to be 66% het pied and 66% het genetic stripe. Well, we didn't have a genetic stripe in the pairing, but definitely hit the pied, which means the female now is a pastel enhancer, het pied, still 66% het G-stripe until we prove it out. Next, what we'll do is we'll do these two for comparisons. When we originally did this, we thought this was enhancer in the egg. So this is a pastel enchi, double het enhancer pied, where this here is the pastel enchi enhancer het pied. So this is a great example where this is a pastel enchi and this is a pastel enchi enhancer. You can definitely see the.
Let's just talk about how nice that looks. It looks beautiful.
Yep, DG enhancer looks great.
And yes, Brian, that can be the hardest part sometimes, but it's not so much explaining the most basic husbandry. It's the people that they want you to tell you all the things and then they listen to nothing that you say. Because you can tell them all the things. You can give them a paper. You could send them videos. But it is up to them to actually listen to you.
Yeah, it's hard to tell people
so
that don't want to listen how to do something. You have to be willing to help, to receive the advice.
And willing to change if needed.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Adrian. So that is Billy's clip for this week.
And if you haven't seen Billy's new egg cutting videos, he's doing them what he would call correctly now, where it's a full from the clutch to the first shed to IDing them. Not a one. How was he doing it before? He was
in
doing
little chunks,
a 2-part format.
No, I like this a lot better. Yeah. I liked being able to sit down and watch it from beginning to end. I like how he uses the SpongeBob. One week later. But of course I would. The next video comes from California Every Reptile. This one has a little bit of wind in the background, which drove Kurt crazy. But they're out herping, and there were a ton of, in the last 2 days, a ton of herping videos where people are going out and finding all sorts of really nifty things. So this is in California, and he's showing us, or they're showing us, one of the things that they found at the beginning of their herping adventure. So if you haven't seen California Every Reptile, I hadn't either until this week. Here you are. Oop, there she is. And go.
Well, oh my gosh.
It is a Rosie
That's
Boa.
pretty crazy.
Look at that.
The temperatures are in the mid 50s right now. It's cold. It's windy. There's a Rosie Boa.
Just hanging out.
That's so crazy.
I can't even find a garter snake.
This is my first Rosie Boa of the year, and he is just on the crawl. He's a big
Probably all
one.
the owls
He
here.
or she. It might be a
Oh,
female
that's
by
true.
how large it is. Large, old snake. You can see it's pretty wrinkly. It's got a stub tail, so it's definitely seen some rodents. That's so crazy. Oh my god. Wow.
We're children.
We've barely seen like two
Like
sidewalk
said, we're
lizards
cooked.
and a whiptail today. That's it. And it's been a few hours out here. And just like that, oh, going into the pocket. I cannot believe that. You see him? Wow.
That thing's so calm, it's got to be a plant.
It's my first Rosie Boa of the year. I've done so much looking for these guys like on the coast and other areas where they're
It's probably pretty
quite a bit more common. And then
old.
we get our first one of the year on a really cold day in a mountain range where they are quite rare. So
anyway, thought that was pretty nifty. Like I said, I go outside and maybe we see a gecko or a salamander hanging out, but I mean, not a gecko, a salamander hanging out or a newt, but never.
No, it's
Morphforge, yes. The voice in the hands threw me off too until he reached out to take the Rosie Boa from her. I was like listening to it the other day and I was like, what the heck is happening here? That person has really nice fingernails. And then when he reached out, I was like, oh, okay. This makes so much more sense. I'm glad I wasn't the only one. Thank you for admitting that. But yeah, it makes me want to go do like another one of the videos I was watching. They put the tins down. It's like, we could do that and try and find garter snakes. Our luck, we'd just find some like giant spider or bees. That's what we would find. We'd find hornets. Yeah. Anyway.
Definitely hornets.
This next one is from the Whiskey Bomb Network, and it's Breeding for the Future with KMB. There were so many different parts in here to pick, but you'll see. Just have to go back and watch the whole thing because there's a lot in it.
Yeah, Rosie Boas are cool. They're really, isn't that what we had with Bethany?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really, really tiny babies. They're super cool.
I just thought they were hilarious. They're really cute and derpy. It's just too bad that they live under the substrate so much so you don't get to see them, but that's the same with other reptiles too. All right, here we go. Breeding for the Future with KMB Reptiles.
Pet clown to GHI spot nose clown. So
Damn.
that's really all it could be.
Yeah.
What else in the
Yeah,
clutch
nice.
hatched out? Yeah. Look at that head stand.
It was all just like spot nose clown, GHI clown. The only other
Was that the
clown
wackiest one that had?
yeah, it was. The only other one that I've got left is a GHI clown, if I can get her.
Without her.
And I don't see anything different with her.
Yeah, that's GHI clown.
GHI clown. So we gotta have.
Yeah, I love GHI. Let's see. Only other one in here. So stuff that I've got for sale if anybody wants stuff. Double het True Ghost stuff. That's Pos Het DG. I got some shed test results back, and I was hoping to have hurricanes that were going to be triple het DG hypo exanthic. But I think one of them was double het DG hypo, and the other one was just so sad on that. But this is a female that I paid a lot of money for during COVID that will not eat in anything except for a 6-quart.
Mm.
You move her up and she stop eating, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I move her up, she stops eating.
Yeah, we have
I
at
got
least
those
two.
That was really what I wanted you to see. We have a snake that is in the most ridiculously small bin, but every time you move her up, she stops eating. She's very happy in her little bin. It's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't leave much room to pull the bin out, but
Especially if she gets on top of the water. Then forget it. Then you just have to wait her out to go check on her.
yeah, we've had her in all the different tub sizes that we have.
And she found the one she likes the most, I guess. So thought that was important to see because sometimes you just have to leave them alone. And if they're happy in what they're in, they're happy in what they're in. Yep. What Larry said. Sometimes they just pick what they like. The last clip comes from Spheric Reptiles. I like his videos a lot. And this one is how to tell when your female ball python is about to lay eggs. And this is a clip from towards the end of his video. So if you want to know more, you can go back and watch from the beginning if you'd like. There it is.
Now I'm going to discuss prelay shed. So after the ovulation shed, mark that on a calendar. One of the key things of going through ovulation that I failed to tell you was it will look like the scales are expanded, right? She will look so full that she can't do anything else. And that's called the glow phase. So when they're glowing, because their skin is pushed all the way out, it's as good as it can look. They have the same scales. It's not like they change the scales. They'll go through that ovulation shed. And then you can expect a prelay shed within, I'm going to say 30 days, somewhere within 30 days. And then after that prelay shed, one of the best things is that you can do a countdown, guys. You can do a countdown to it being either 25 days to about 40 to 45 days. And I'm going to show you an animal that right now is going through the prelay shed and just awaiting babies. So this is Nicki Minaj, and you can see just how her skin, like she is so ready to go. She's full of eggs. Her scales are just so expanded at the bottom. Towards the top, you can see how they're really dark, but at the bottom, at the base, those eggs are just ready to come out. And I'm sorry to disturb you, Mama. This will only take a little bit. But one of the key features of this is that you can expect these eggs. For her, we're expecting her eggs by the end of April. And you can see that she's already starting to incubate these eggs again. All of these eggs, all of my mamas are maintained on a Bavarian Electronics 300X2, which is a a pulse proportional thermostat that keeps the temperature at a constant 90 degrees, which is great because once she lays those eggs, I'll put them in an incubator that's at the same temperature with about 80% humidity. One other thing that Lynn just pointed out is that you can see how all of the coconut husks are moved completely away. She doesn't want anything irritating her. So you will notice this as a key sign as well on top of the body changes. So, man, I'm just telling you, I'm so excited about all of this, just being able to pass this information along because I'm telling you, man, when I was first starting, I would ask people advice on breeding and they would say, yeah, just pair up and then blah, 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 blah. They didn't really tell me the exact steps. So one of the key things that we decided at Spheric Reptiles early on is that, one, we don't care about monetization. We only care about the information because that's what you need in the middle of the night when you wake up and you have an issue, right? So
I really like that phrase. We don't care about monetization. We just care about information. I really have been enjoying his videos and I need to go back and watch more of them because I don't know about you guys, but how many of you have Googled that ball python breeding chart and just stared at the pictures of all the different follicle sizes that don't really have numbers for the follicle sizes, but just have the circles and then tell you what should be happening. And then you just throw everything out the window anyway, because it just gets to be too much and you just hope for the best. That's us. And we like videos like this that explain it because we're more visual learners.
They did a really good job putting this video together, showing all the stages and good examples.
They did. We'll post all of the links in the description below after we are finished. Hello, John, and welcome. So we tried a little different or a lot different format this week. No more 30-second clips. On to some actual meat and potatoes. You have to say it with an accent.
Right.
Anyway, hope you guys liked it. It was a bit different, but it was fun to be able to dive into some of the information. And next week, hopefully Craig will be back. But if not, he's still busy, then he's left us forever. Just kidding. He'll be back next week. Tomorrow morning, there's Just Starting to Pip. Before that, there's Snake Cinema Podcast over on the Whiskey Bomb Network. And tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to be over on Palm Street with Denarius Mother of Spiders at 2:15 Pacific time. Hang out during their auction. And then we have In Your Circle with 217 Pythons with Paris Wilton.
Post Willone.
Whichever that's Kurt's prefer. Favorite. Amish Will. And then Sunday morning, you have to come to our channel for Show Me Your Rack with Pacific Coast Pythons. It's Taylor. Should be amazing. And hopefully you'll just come hang out with us. There's a lot to see this weekend and a lot to do. Hopefully you all have a wonderful weekend. Larry really likes when I ramble on, so I could just keep talking for 20 more minutes just for Larry. But if you know anyone in the Pacific Northwest that needs African soft-furred rats and they live in Washington State, please tell them about us because somebody out there must need to buy them as feeders.
Yeah, we're trying to convert. If anybody wants to convert to ASFs, that's the thing.
And if you think that your snakes are going to get stuck on them, we can say that doesn't happen because ours eat rats and African soft-furred rats. That's all. We hope you all have a great weekend. It's the last weekend in April.
And Hair Down Friday's coming up next.
You hate when I say stuff like that. Hair Down Friday is coming up next. Kurt can't be there.
You all know where to be. Oh, thanks.
Oh, yay, Will. Yay. All right. You guys have a great weekend. And we'll see you tomorrow. And Keys will see you in a little bit. Bye.
Later.